Hello everybody! Ghostblade 1062 here with another locomotive review. Today we will be reviewing the Canadian Pacific Excursion H1b Hudson number 2816 from Rapido. Alright, taking a look, we have the box in this white sleeve with a picture of the locomotive on the front. We also have the product ID, which is 601516. It is the HO scale H1b 464 Canadian Pacific 2816 Empress. It is equipped with ESU lock sound and Mo power. And here we have the barcode. Now, taking off the outer sleeve, we have the box surrounded by extra foam for protection. And the locomotive comes in this nice wooden box. With the road number on a metal plate on the front. Opening it up, we have several pieces of paperwork, starting with the instruction manual, this being double-sided. One side for French, one for English. Here we have the DCC functions. Then we have some prototype history, assembly instructions, run-in instructions, instructions on how to hold the locomotive, checking and adjusting the locomotive, we have shell removal instructions, operation instructions, as well as DCC decoder installation instructions. We have more detailed instructions for each of the functions. We have our warranty. We have Rapido contact information, a diagram of the locomotive and tender, and a prototype picture. Included, we also have several stickers. Next, we have an advertising booklet for the locomotive, as well as some Canadian Pacific passenger cars. And lastly, we have an exploded diagram with a parts list on the back. And now for the heart of the box. Included, we have a replacement driver, as well as replacement traction tires. We also have a tool for installing the replacement axle. And then we have our two clamshells. One for the tender and one for the locomotive itself. Alright, and starting with the clamshell for the locomotive, we start by sliding off the outer sleeve. And now we can pop it open. And we have the locomotive surrounded by a sheet of thin plastic for extra protection. And it is very heavy, telling us the whole body is die-cast. Alright, and starting at the front, we have this reservoir tank here. Right beneath the reservoir, we have the triangular backlit number boards. Then on either side of the boiler, we have the DPU lights. Then, right on the center of the boiler, we have our main headlight with a number plaque at the front. And then two more, and then our ditch lights further down. We have our metal coupler and our snow plow here. Then moving on to the side, we have a nicely detailed pistons. And nicely detailed underboiler pipes, as well as other such details. Looking towards the top of the boiler, we have our sanding domes, as well as a separately fitted bell. We have our smokestack here. And our whistles. The cab is fully enclosed. However, there is some in-cab detail. Looking at the back of the cab, we have this smokestack coming out the back. And here we have the connection for the tender. We also, on the cab, have the Canadian Pacific Beaver logo. And separately fitted handrails going to the doors. And we also have moving windows for the cab. Flipping the locomotive over, we find that all of the axles are in gauge as per the NMRA standards gauge. And we have 2 traction tires currently equipped on the locomotive. And now, moving on to the tender. We again have the tender also wrapped in plastic. And this is just a plastic body, but it still has some weight to it. We have the Canadian Pacific logo on the side of the tender here, as well as some very, very nice riveting details. We have some very nicely detailed trucks with noticeable brake detailing. On the front here, we have the connection that runs to the locomotive. And looking at the back of the tender, we have the 2816 road number on the back, as well as capacity information for the tender. We also have our brake hoses here as well, and a metal coupler. Taking a look at the top of the tender, we have our 2 oil hatches here, as well as our water hatch, and separately fitted handrails all around. And now, checking the tender, we also find that all of the axles are in gauge. And now, to take the locomotive over to the track for a test run. Alright, now that we have the locomotive on the track, we can begin testing its functions, starting with function 0, being the directional headlights and dynamo sounds. And it would seem I do not have the tender fully connected. Function 1 is the bell. Function 2 is the whistle. Function 3 is coupler sound. Function 5 is coast mode. Function 4 is coast mode. Function 5 is coal shoveling with fire flicker. Function 6 is the ditch lights. Function 7 is dimming the headlights. Function 8 is our chuff sounds. And overall main engine sounds. Function 9 is the heavy load mode. Function 10, the independent brake. Function 11 is the classification lights. Function 12 is manual cylinder cocks. Function 13 is the cab lights. Function 14 is the number board lights. Function 15 is the Doppler whistle. Function 16 is the injector sounds. Function 18 is the ground lights. Function 19 is blowdown. Function 20 is safety valve sounds. Function 21 is the air pump slow. Function 22 is the headlight without the dynamo. Function 24 is the blower. Function 25 is the oil burner blower. Function 26 is a short whistle. Function 27 is air pump fast. And function 28 is auto brake set and release. Alright everybody, this concludes our review of the Rapido Canadian Pacific Excursion H1b Hudson. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like or a comment, and subscribe for more model railroad content. Have a great day everybody!